Welcome to New Focused Approach to Mathematics Basic 9, Revised Edition. In this lesson, we want to revise our knowledge on factorization. And here, we want to look at factorizing expressions involving simple binomials. This lesson can be found in page 120. Now, when we talk of binomials, it simply means having terms or having two terms. Okay, when we talk of two terms, simply means having an expression which is being separated by either plus or minus. So if I have 5x plus 3, these two expressions has been separated by plus, so that makes it a binomial. If I have 4 minus 7y, I still have two terms here, and so it's binomial. Now I want to learn how we can factorize simple binomials. Let's take an example and see. Here I want to factorize the following expression. The first one says 2ax plus 10ay. Now, to factorize, all we need is to get a common factor among the two terms. We can see a here, so a is a common factor. Then if you look at 2 and 10, there is a number, or 2 can divide 10 and 2 can divide itself, so 2 become a factor. So when I take these two factors out, that is 2a, then what I have left is x for the first part. Then the second part, I have y, but then what number times 2 will give you 10? And that is 5, so we'll get 5y. So that can be this. So what it means again is that anytime you finish factorization and you try to expand again, you get the original expression. For example, if I multiply 2a times s, that will give me 2ax. And if I do 2a times 5y, that will give me 10ay. So that will give me back this original expression. With the second part of the question, we have 12ab minus 20b. Again, we can see b being common. Okay. Then with the 12 and 20, what is the highest common factor there? The highest common factor there can be 4. So when I take 4 and the b out, then in this part, what times 4 will give me 12? And that is 3. So I have 3a left. Minus 4 times what will give me 20? That is also 5. And since b already is out, I leave the 5 alone, and that becomes the answer. Good. Now let's take another example and see. Here we have 3m squared plus 15mn. And so again, what is the common factor here? 3 can be a common factor because 3 can divide itself, at the same time divide 15. Good. Somebody can also ask, why not 5? Because 5 can divide 15. Yes, 5 can divide 15, but 5 cannot divide 3. And so the highest common factor becomes 3. So when the 3 comes out, then we have m and m also here. So we can take one of the m out. Then we have m left for this part, plus 3 times what will give us 15, and that is 5. And since m is out already, then we are left with n, and that becomes the answer. So this is the factorized form of the expression given. Then we have another one, which is 225q squared minus 125q. Again, q is common factor, so I can take q out. But then q can go with a number because 225 and 125 has a common factor. What number can divide both 225 and 125? 5 can do that, but 5 is not the highest common factor here. Okay, so we find out the highest common factor. You can see that 25 can be the common factor for that. So 25 can come out. Now 25 times what will give us 225? That is 9. Okay, but we have 9q because here the q is squared. So if one is out, we'll be left with another one. Minus with 25 coming out, what times 25 will give us 125? And that is 5. But then q is already out, so q will not come again. So we close this one like this, and that becomes our answer. Okay, let's do the last one. So with the last question, we have 4 into bracket s plus 1 plus 2 into bracket s plus 1. If you don't take care, you might think this is not binomial, but it is, because this is a term and this is also a term. Okay, and because of the multiplication bond between the two and then the whole of this, it makes it one term. The same thing applies this one to be one term. So here we have two terms, which is binomial. So to factorize this, we see common factor here. What is here is the same as what is here. Okay, so we can bring the common factor out. And when we bring it out, what we have here is 4 plus 2, and that becomes our answer. But because 4 plus 2 can be simplified, then we can write our final answer as x plus 1 times 6. Again, we can just write it as 6 into bracket x plus 1. So this is the factorized form of that. Okay, so when you factorize this is what you get. I'm sure this has been of great help to you. Thanks so much for watching.